Find the real solutions of the polynomial equation x to the third power plus x to the second power equals negative 3x minus 3. Well, obviously this is a polynomial equation, so the first thing we want to do is move everything over to one side. Let's move everything over to the left side. Okay, that's step one. Get everything on one side. So we're going to add 3x to both sides and add 3, and we'll get x cubed plus x squared plus 3x plus 3 equals 0 on the other side. Okay, step 2 is to factor the non-zero side. And since we have 4 terms on that side, we're going to use factor by grouping. And that's done by looking at the first 2 terms in the first group and asking yourself, what common factor do they share, x cubed and x squared? And that is x squared. So pull out the x squared, it leaves parenthesis x plus 1. And you can check that to make sure it's good by distributing multiplication by x squared. You'll get the x cubed plus x squared that I started with above it. Now, the next 2 terms are plus 3x plus 3. What do those 2 terms have in common? 3, positive 3. So pull out a positive 3, and it leaves parenthesis x plus 1. Check it to make sure. 3 times x is 3x, plus 3 times 1 is 3. So yes, that's good factoring. Bring down the equal sign and bring down the 0. Now check this out. A miracle has occurred. We have factored out a common factor in parentheses, x plus 1, in both of these cases. So pull out that big x plus 1 in the front, and then multiply parentheses by what remains. When you strip it away from the first piece, it leaves x squared. When you strip it away from the second piece, it leaves plus 3. Now, you can check that to make sure that that's good. That's good factoring on the left side. That equals 0. Bring down the equal sign to 0. Step 3, set each of your factors equal to 0 since their product equals 0, and solve. So we have the first factor, x plus 1 equals 0, union together with the second factor, x squared plus 3 equals 0. Solve each of these equations. We got x equals negative 1, union together with x equals, well, you'll take plus or minus the square root. Plus or minus the square root of negative 3. Now you can write that in terms of the imaginary number I. It's x equals plus or minus I times the square root of 3. That's what you get if you factor out the square root of negative 1. Okay, now you would write the answer that way if they ask you for all the complex solutions. But in this case, they ask us to find, let's see, the real solutions. If they only ask for the real solutions, you throw away the imaginary solution plus or minus I square root of 3. So eliminate that altogether. Your only solution for this question will be x equals negative 1 because the question specifically asks for only the real solution, not the imaginary solutions. So we're finished with x equals negative 1.